Good morning. Welcome to lesson 14, which is starting our chapter on probability and statistics. We're going to start with probability, and so we are going to look this morning at these key ideas, which are basic vocabulary words that help with the understanding of probability. And so we're looking at experiment, which you know from science. It's an investigation or a procedure that has varying results. So different things can happen within any experiment. The possible results of an experiment are called outcomes. Okay, so if you look at the picture, all the possible outcomes, and from from this choosing a marble, a green marble, the possible outcomes are a purple, a blue. There's two greens. There's a yellow, and there is a red. So those are the possible outcomes. Okay. The event is actually what we're trying to do, right? So the event in this one is choosing a green marble. All right, and so then the favorable outcome, the one that we want, and the number of it would be 2, right? Because the event was we wanted to choose a green marble, and so there are 2 green marbles, so the number of favorable outcomes would be 2, or even the favorable outcome is pulling the green. Okay? All right. So in this next problem, example 1, we are just identifying the outcomes. And so it says you roll a number cube. So obviously a cube has 6 sides. And so all of the options are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those are the only possible outcomes of rolling this die. And so it lists that under A. What are the possible outcomes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. B asks, what are the favorable outcomes of rolling an even number? So what's the chance? How many times could you, or what are the possibilities of getting an even number? Well, they have it there in the little chart for you, 2, 4, and 6. They've also listed the not favorable, right, which would be the non-even numbers, 1, 3, and 5. Okay, their final answer there is by that little triangle where it says the favorable outcomes of the event are rolling a 2, 4, and 6. When we look at letter C, it says what are the favorable outcomes of rolling a number greater than 5? And so the only number that is greater than 5 is the 6. And so they answer the favorable outcome of the event is rolling a 6. So these are pretty straightforward. Shouldn't take too much time. One thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is looking at the wording. Um, you know, even something like greater than versus greater than or equal to. Just paying attention. Also thinking, like looking at this cube doesn't tell you that there's 6, right? You just need to know that there's 6 faces. Therefore, there's going to be 6 different numbers on it. Things like that, where you have to kind of draw the conclusions. Go ahead and try the on your own problem, number 1 on page 403. All right, moving into example 2, counting the outcomes. It says you spin a spinner, right? And so you can see the spinner off to the left. And it says how many possible outcomes are there? The spinner has 6 sections, so there are 6 possible outcomes. B asks, in how many ways can spinning red occur? So basically you need to count how many red blocks there are. And so the spinner has 3 red sections, so spinning red can occur in 3 ways. Letter C, in how many ways can spinning not purple occur? What are the favorable outcomes of spinning not purple? So the spinner has 5 sections that are not purple. So spinning not purple can occur in 5 ways. Specifically, the not purple would be a red, a red, a red, a green, or a blue. So the favorable outcome of the event is red, 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 green, and blue. Go ahead and try the on your own number 2. All right, I wanted to go over the answers for the on your own problems. So, looking at the first one that you did, the on your own, that had to do with randomly choosing a letter from a hat that contains letters A through K, it said what were the possible outcomes? It would be all of those letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. The second part is what is the favorable outcome of choosing a vowel? A, E, and I. Looking at on your own number two, says you randomly choose a marble. You have 2, 4, 6, 8 marbles, 3 yellows, a red, 2 blues, a green, and a purple. And you are asked how many possible outcomes are there? There are 8 outcomes. In how many ways can you choose a blue? 2 ways. There's 2 different blue marbles. And then C, in how many ways can choosing not yellow occur? What are the favorable outcomes of choosing not yellow? So, 5 different ways. You could choose a blue, a red, a green, and a purple. All right. Please go ahead and work on your assignment, and I'll see you at the Google Meets later.